Emotionally sensitive people are often misunderstood, not because they feel too much, but because their inner world is more active than most. Psychology does not define emotional sensitivity as weakness. It describes it as heightened emotional processing. Neuroscience shows that emotionally sensitive people tend to have a more reactive limbic system. The limbic system controls emotion, memory, and threat detection. When this system responds quickly, emotions arrive faster and feel stronger. This means emotionally sensitive people don't just notice emotions, they register them deeply. They pick up on tone shifts, facial microexpressions, pauses, and changes in energy. Psychologists refer to this ability as emotional attunement. It explains why emotionally sensitive people sense tension before words are spoken. Their brains are processing more emotional information at the same time. Research on sensory processing sensitivity shows that their nervous systems have lower thresholds for emotional input. This does not make them fragile. It means their systems are finely tuned. Emotionally sensitive people often feel emotions before they can explain them. The emotional signal arrives first. Understanding comes later. This is why they may struggle to describe what they feel in the moment. Psychology also shows that emotionally sensitive people form strong emotional memories. Their brains encode experiences with emotional detail. This causes past moments to linger longer, not because they choose to dwell, because their brains store emotional data vividly. Emotionally sensitive people are deeply affected by interpersonal dynamics. They notice emotional distance quickly. Subtle change in tone or attention rarely goes unnoticed. Their minds automatically search for meaning. Research suggests many emotionally sensitive people develop this awareness early in life. They adapt to emotional environments by monitoring cues for safety. Over time, this becomes automatic. One of the most misunderstood traits of emotionally sensitive people is their need for recovery. After emotional interaction, their nervous system needs time to regulate. This is not avoidance. It is neurological recalibration. Neuroscience shows that highly responsive nervous systems require longer recovery periods. Emotionally sensitive people are more vulnerable to emotional exhaustion, not because they cannot cope, but because they process everything deeply. They often feel emotions that others filter out. Psychology links emotional sensitivity with higher empathy. These individuals tend to feel others' emotions as if they were their own. This makes them compassionate and understanding, but it also makes emotional boundaries harder to maintain. Emotionally sensitive people struggle in emotionally inconsistent environments. Their brains crave emotional coherence. When signals conflict, stress increases. Another common trait is deep self-reflection. Emotionally sensitive people analyze their reactions carefully. They question why they feel what they feel. It can appear like overthinking, but psychology recognizes it as depth of processing. Emotionally sensitive people often dislike superficial interaction. Small talk feels draining. Meaningful connection feels necessary. Research also links emotional sensitivity with creativity. The same neural systems involved in emotional depth support imagination and insight. This is why many emotionally sensitive people express themselves through art, writing, or deep thinking. However, emotional sensitivity also increases vulnerability to overstimulation. Noise, conflict, or emotional tension can feel physically exhausting. Their nervous systems react as if constantly receiving input. Emotionally sensitive people often learn to mask their reactions. They appear calm while processing intensely inside. This creates the illusion that they are unaffected, when in reality, they are managing a heavy internal load. Psychology emphasizes that emotional sensitivity is not something to suppress, it is something to understand and regulate. When emotionally sensitive people feel safe and emotionally supported, they function at their best. They connect deeply, think clearly, they feel meaningfully. If you recognize yourself in these patterns, psychology would not label you as too much. It would describe a nervous system designed for awareness, empathy, and emotional truth. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. It is information. And when understood, it becomes strength.